Boss for a Week. Story by Libby Handy. Pictures by Jack Newnham. If I were boss on Monday, in our house, I'd make this rule. All people living here come in from work or school must change their clothes immediately. No bare feet either. But little Caroline, sweet Caroline, neat and natty darling Caroline, may go straight out to play. If I were boss on Tuesday, in our house, I'd proclaim all people living here must be inside this house by 5 o'clock on the dot, except for little Caroline, sweet Caroline, prompt and punctual, darling Caroline. She may stay out later, even if it gets a little dark. If I were boss on Wednesday, in our house, I'd insist all people sitting at the table about to eat must get up and wash their hands, and faces too, and their knees. Everyone except little Caroline, sweet Caroline, clean and gleaming, darling Caroline. She may start her dinner. If I were boss on Thursday, in our house, I'd announce loud and clear, if Dad's got the leftover meatloaf in his sandwiches for lunch, then little Caroline, sweet Caroline, hungry, starving, darling Caroline, she shall have the same. Certainly not spaghetti. If I were boss on Friday, in our house, I'd tell them straight, all people not having to attend school tomorrow may stay up as long as they like and watch TV, especially little Caroline, sweet Caroline, perky, wide-awake, darling Caroline. She may choose the channel too. If I were boss on Saturday, in our house, I'd instruct the grown-ups, no chores for kids today, no making beds, doing dishes, hanging out the clothes, or dusting. Anyway, not for little Caroline, sweet Caroline, good and helpful, darling Caroline. She needs her rest. If I were boss on Sunday, in our house, everyone would know who gets the wishbone and the biggest heap of ice cream, 2 helpings, who but little Caroline, sweet Caroline, always eats her dinner up, darling Caroline, and it's not conditional on eating her vegetables either. If I were boss for just 1 week, in our house, I'd make them change their ways, and all for little Caroline, sweet Caroline, that golden-headed angel, that paragon of virtue, that beautiful, wonderful, marvelous she, that dearest, darling me. The end.